So I've always been fascinated by money. When I was growing up, we moved a lot. My parents weren't in the military, but we moved multiple times before I was in fourth grade. I lived in Illinois, Tennessee, South Carolina, and Virginia, all before fourth grade. Then in fourth grade, we finally settled in Wisconsin. And a big part of that was my dad was an engineer, and he would be in manufacturing plants and they would close down. So there was a lot of just moving to the next city where he could find a job and a lot of scarcity mindset around that. So when I was growing up, I was seeing my mom, who was an accountant, a CPA, and how we would be able to pick up and move to a new state, and she was always able to get a job. And then with my dad, there were some times where he was unemployed for a year, 18 months at a stretch. So it was very scary growing up in that environment of always feeling like there's a lack of stability and concern about where the next paycheck is going to come from. So that's ultimately why I went into accounting. And I wanted to follow in my mom's footsteps. I also wanted to have a little bit of security or safety net. But I realized pretty quickly after doing public accounting for a few years that I just wanted to help people more proactively on their financial futures. And that's where the idea for WorthyNest was born several years later. I had worked in a multifamily office for about 7 years and really got to know people on an intimate level in their families, really understood what some of the, very financially affluent families were doing. And I realized they're not doing things all that differently from what everyday families like myself could be doing. So that's the kind of expertise that I try to bring to clients, is really drawing on some of that experience from the multifamily office and taking concepts that I know were valuable for those clients and really keeping them valuable for the families that I'm serving today. One other thing I'll share about just how impactful this is, family is everything to me. My mom, I mentioned she was a CPA. She got very sick in 2017, and she had a heart issue. We thought she was going to pass away that year. She was 65 years old, and I had just started WorthyNest a couple months before she got very sick. And I remember one of my first clients was Christian, and they started praying for my mom during that very difficult time. And that's when I realized I wanted to shift my practice from working broadly with parents to Christian and Catholic parents, because I knew we shared that common faith that God is the ultimate healer. And my mom was healed in 2017, at least at that time, but she had to get on several medications for her heart condition. And she ultimately passed away in late 2022. But she's still my inspiration for everything I do. And I just love bringing my whole self into the financial advisory work that I do, because I know family is everything.